Okay, so today is May 20th, 2026. Mr. Perry, every contact gets me more. Every problem, every loss gets me more. If you don't like that, then fuck off. Okay, I don't like you. There's nothing to like. You horrify people. Okay, I'm tired of repeating myself for you, you little fucking slow guy. Okay, we record these things so that I don't have to repeat myself. Every time I have to repeat myself, that also gets me more. Every contact gets me more, sir. Every contact, every problem, every loss, I get more information to ruin you in a court of law in a criminal case. I get the help and you don't. You act like you think you're quoting us and you're finding out our plans and you have our code words and you have our names, and that is not the case at all. And we're not sure why you're confused about that. So, you're not getting the help. I am. I matter, you don't. Nobody asked you what you think. No one asked you what you think. They care about me and Dennis. They're very worried about me and Dennis. They don't give a shit about you. There is nothing to like about you. So when you contact me, make sure you can live with the consequences. We're going to get more out of that. When you cause a problem or a loss for me, you take something from me, we take something from you. You cause problems for me, we're going to cause problems for you. It's been this way 15 years, every day, all day long. You've never been caught this much before in your life. When you do the crime to me, you get caught. It's different than the other victims, but it's the same every time you do it to me or my kids. Okay? We get the information before, not after. It's not it's not something to explain something away that we're just thinking up. We get it while you're talking about it. You're under police investigation, sir. Okay? You act like you just cannot understand what people say to you, and I don't have time for that. I'm not a special education teacher. Okay, I can sting on anybody, anywhere, at any time, and get them to tell me exactly what I want to know, most times. Or get them to slip up with something, most times, without them even knowing they did. As far as dealing with somebody who's mentally challenged, I can't handle it. Okay, I don't have the patience for it. God did not give me the gift of dealing with that. I don't want to deal with it. Okay, I had patients with Down syndrome. They could think circles around you in their sleep. You embarrass me, you embarrass everybody. And you act like you have no idea what's happening. And that is not my problem. It's never been my problem. It's your problem. You're a grown man, act like one. You're supposed to be a professional and a dignitary, so act like one. Instead of acting like a coward and embarrassing yourself. Day after day after day after day. I moved twice to get away from you. I shouldn't have had to move at all. You had people really mad at you when you did that to me and Dennis. And you've caused the loss of our home over and over and over. You turned people against you when you did that. And you need to get a grip on that reality. That's what's real. Then when you put me in jail, they really got mad. Then when they expected you and Matt to make it right with me because they knew you lied in court. And you did something illegal, and you caused the loss of my home, and my son had to go to school and explain what happened. We had the information on it before. If you couldn't tell with the McNamara email and the Fabian puzzle, things were very different this time. You're slow, and that's not my problem. Never has been, never will be. It's your problem. Okay? It's different this time. You get caught when you do it to me. And if you don't expect it after 15 years of this, again, that's your problem. You're mentally challenged. It's not my problem at all. The need to repeat things this many times for you people, you got to go to the doctor because we don't have to do that for anybody but you. Okay, you got something wrong with you. You need to get it checked by a doctor. Okay, one time should do it. And if you have to be told again and again and again and again, over and over and over, we already have that. We already know, and we've already addressed it. By the way, it's been addressed in a probable cause hearing when they needed an investigatory order of some sort. It's already on the docket. It's already public. It's already a court thing. Okay? And you don't interfere, and you don't obstruct justice, and you mind your own fucking business and fuck off. Quit harassing me and quit harassing other people about me. You get a life and go be normal. And act like you have a dignity, and don't tell people you want to be a dignitary and then act like a little pussy who can't remember anything and embarrass yourself and everybody else too, and then not even know you're embarrassing yourself. Okay, you don't have the control over the flow of information. We do. You don't matter. I do. Dennis, Tristan, and me. You don't matter. I get the help with information beforehand. You don't. You don't have our names. You don't want one. You want to harass me all day. You want to cause problems for me all day, and so they won't talk to you. They won't give you the time of day. Now, my boss that you keep calling around trying to get me fired is the one who ordered this to be done. Okay? Steve Kunzweiler, George, Keith, Charles, Dave, Josh, Joe, Matt, Gregory, Joe. This right here was ordered by my boss. You're pissing him off. You keep calling around, trying to backdoor me, and trying to talk to him, and try to bribe him, and try to make him fire me, and blah, 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 back him off. If you want him to back off, we're right. We go at it harder, okay? We're on the right track. Let's do more. We're on the right track. The only people that would be upset about this photo is the murderers. Someone who actually did the murder and framed Mike and committed fraud upon a court and perjury and suborned perjury and bought a judge and the jury and the witnesses or whatever. You proved me wrong on fact and get off your fat, ugly ass and stop harassing me and everybody else and trying to intimidate and harass and intimidate and harass and beat up women and children and people in a hospital or young people of third-year age or little old men dying anyway, thinking that makes you tough. It does not. It makes you a Tinkerbell. Find a man your age, your size, and beat him up in broad daylight. Don't hide behind poison and drugs. Don't seduce first. No, we're so weak. We pick on women, and then that's not weak enough. We gotta put her in the hospital to beat her up. And if that's not weak enough, we sneak around in the dark and hide behind other people. Where's this pussy? We're just little girls. Oh, for God's sake! When you go to prison, wait till you see how that works. That won't play. That is not going to play. And you're going to prison. You have my word. I promise. We get the help with information to push you there, and nobody will help you interfere or obstruct. Don't forget who you're talking to, Mr. Perry. Don't make that mistake again. I promise you'll wish you had not done that. You have my word. You will wish you hadn't done that. Don't get that confused again. Who has the upper hand? Now, my boss that you want to fire me is the one who wanted that done, so that everyone can see. So my son it's on his 21st birthday. This was on Instagram. It is fair use. He made it public. He did. Okay. He mouthed off at some kid, and the kid hit him 3 times, popped him in the face. They walked off. Everybody went home safe and sound. Nobody was even hospitalized. Sure as shit, not dead. And you can see the bruise on his face. And it is comparing here to Mike Neely, who was supposedly in a drunken brawl that was so bad that the other individual ended up deceased. He was hit back and forth, right hand, left hand, right hand, left hand. So bad that the medical examiner said that Chief Lucky Miller of Manfred Police died of blunt force trauma to the head and internal decapitation as if he were in a car accident. And yet Mike Neely has nothing on his hands at all. Even the arrest report says a red, swollen right hand was the one and only injury Mike Neely had on his entire body. And he's got an IV in it. Might that be why it's red and swollen? Maybe. He sure as shit doesn't look like he was in a car accident where he hit somebody back and forth, right hand, left hand, so bad they died of internal decapitation. Does he? So, the only people that would worry about this right here are the murderers that actually killed Chief Miller. No one else would give a shit. So you revealed yourself. You showed your hand, poker player. You suck at poker, by the way. And we can see your cards and you can't see ours. We know your plan, so I know what to do. Or it ends up on Facebook or the blog. Right? We see your cards, you can't see ours. And that is what's real. You know why? I matter, not you. You fucked hard. I matter and you don't. You think a lot of things. You thought that would work. You thought that would cover all this up. You thought you bought the right people. You thought this. You think you matter. You think, blah, blah, blah. And every day we show you the same thing. You end up with nothing but more shit you can't cover up. And you didn't buy the right people, and we got more intel to put you in jail. 419 pages is not enough for you. 122 names of your accomplices is not enough for you. 28 of your code words, you've labeled your crimes. All of those describe acts of coercion and intimidation with intent to human traffic. And that's not enough. 9.8 million of your incriminating phone calls and conversations, including, have Dennis tell her to get this off the internet. Alter the evidence. It's incriminating for us, and we don't like that. So make him call her and tell her to get it off the internet. No. It's public record now in a sealed. I think the case is sealed. They got it deep. They got it covered deep. It's a deep undercover operation into very dangerous people who traffic humans, organized crime, serial killers. So fuck you. And my boss wanted that done. So it's not up to you. I told you not to contact my children again ever, didn't I? Either one of them. We're not quoting Dennis, we're quoting you. We don't like that picture. That shows everybody what someone looks like who was in a fight versus somebody who was not. We can't have that. The truth is inconvenient for us. We're guilty. That doesn't help our lie. Tell Dennis to take it down. Now, am I quoting Dennis, or are you talking about Dennis? Dennis isn't in the conversation. You are. Charles, Dave, Steve Kunstwiller, who else? Who else was in the conversation? And we didn't call George and Keith and ask them what they think. Nobody calls you and asks you what you think. No one gives a fuck. You know what? I matter, and Dennis matters. And Chief Miller, who died in the line of duty, he was killed in the line of duty, and his family deserves the benefits. And Mike Neely, who took my police report on car vandalism just 6 days before. No suspect named. No one saw who did it. However, I have a stalker, and if you watch the video connecting the dots, it says if you have somebody come to you with car vandalism, ask them if they have a stalker. Likely they do, because stalkers like to vandalize the car of the victim. Jody Arias vandalized Travis Alexander's car. And the next escalation was murder in the first. You vandalized my car. The next escalation was murder in the first. Only it wasn't of me, it was of the police officer who was trying to help me, who was killed in the line of duty by you. And if you didn't do it, you wouldn't give a shit about that picture, would you? Prove me wrong on fact, not harassment, not retaliation, not bothering me, not peep and creep, not poisons, not drugs, not murder, not kidnapping. Okay, on fact. And you can't, can you? Because you did do the murder and we're right. If you notice the Escambia detective that was talking to Mike Neely in the interview, he says it appears Chief Miller was beat to death. By who, detective? Because you're not pointing out things on Mike Neely. Gosh, Mike, you got injuries all over yourself. Like your hands look like you hit someone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So bad they died of internal decapitation. He did not say that, and he would have had Mike done that. So who all did you buy to perpetrate a fraud upon a court and get a wrongful conviction? How much money of the taxpayers did you use for that? And how much do you need to repay them? As I asked the U.S. Attorney to do in a QTAM, that you interfered with that too. Listen, I've told you since 2016, it's different this time. You are going to jail this time. You have gotten away with heinous crimes all your life. Not this time. Watch this. You're going to see things that you have never seen before. Watch it. Watch me. Watch what I can do. Watch what I can do. You fucked up this time. You have no idea who I know or what we can do. You don't know. But this time, you've made the very biggest mistake of your entire life. You're going to see things happen you've never seen before. You turned people against you, Charles Perry, when you did the false arrest of me. And I lost my home, and people fully expected you to make it right. They were already mad at you that I had to move from Lubbock because of you and your harassment, and your butting in, and your interfering, and your theft, and your vandalism. There was one day that my car was running funny. So a mechanic told me, I think you have water in your car, in the gas. Go get some heat. So I went and got some heat, and I put it in the car, in the gas tank. It started the engine, and all kinds of white smoke came out the tailpipe, but it ran fine after that. But, I mean, it was for a while there, all this white smoke was coming out the tailpipe, and it was ridiculous. So the mechanic says, where'd you get gas? So I told him, and he said, you need to tell the people that have that place, that own that place, it's that they have gas in their, they have water in their gas tank. So I did talk to somebody about it that knows the owner, and I said, here's what happened. They got water in there. Well, they went and sent somebody to test it, and he gets back to me, and he goes, they tested it, it's fine. What actually happened, which I didn't know at the time, we found out later, is Charles put gas in my tank, and that was in Lubbock. Okay, you have that kind of shit happen enough, and he's calling and bad-mouthing me, and he's trying to ruin my business, that he'd already threatened to ruin my business, and then he did. And I have to move. I have rights. You're violating them. You're violating my rights, you bitch. And you've never been caught this much in your life because you did it to me. I'm not the only woman you do this to. Okay, you're fucked. You don't know me, and you don't know who I know. But you're seeing things you've not seen before, and you turn people against you who have a fuck ton of power. When you made I had to move, they expected you to leave me the fuck alone and quit acting like a pussy and act like a grown-ass man and fuck off and move on and get some dignity. Or don't say you want to be a dignitary. And then they got mad when you did the false arrest, and they expected you and Matt to make that right with me, and you didn't. So you really got people turned against you when you did that. You don't know me, and you don't know who I know. You don't know a fucking thing about me. You got a pretend person in your head that's not real, and that's why nothing goes like you think it will. You don't know me at all. But I have fucked up your crime like you have never had happen before. And you act like you don't know that either. People make so much fun of you because you're slow. And you act like you have no idea what's happening. It's not my problem. You're embarrassing yourself. That's not my problem. That's your fucking problem. You want to act like that. Then, when I had to sue, they really turned against you guys. And then, when you did me dirty in the lawsuit, they really, really turned against you guys so I can get help at the snap of a fucking finger, and you can't. Nobody will give you even a name. Nobody. So don't act like you're getting the help with the information, you stupid little bitch. Do not make that mistake again, or you wish you hadn't done that. You have my word, I promise. Now, this is none of your business, and if you didn't do the murder, and you didn't frame him like I said, you don't give a shit about that picture. It's evidence in your criminal case for 2 or 3 different reasons, which I do not have to divulge to you. I don't. You wait till you go to jail and you go to trial, and if you think it's inappropriate, you argue in court like everybody fucking else. Okay? If you want to commit the crime, you know the consequences when you do it to me. You know them. It's been this way 15 years. You know what's going to happen when you do it to me and my kids. So for you to vigorously pursue the crime anyway, and then complain about what happens when you do, and it happens every time you do it when you do it to me. And it has been that way for a decade and a half. And at this point, you should expect it. You stupid little fuck. Expect it. It happens every time you do it to me. Nobody's that slow. You have to want to get caught. Every contact, every problem, every loss of any kind. And every time I have to fucking repeat myself. You take from me, we fucking take from you. If you don't like that, then fuck off. If you can't take the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen. You chose the career path you're on. Crime. To profit financially off of violent crimes against women and children. And it costs you. When you do it to me, you know what will happen. You know. So quit being a coward and a pussy and a Tinkerbell. And don't cry. You should expect it. If you don't like the heat, get the fuck out of the kitchen and quit doing the crime. Quit doing the crime to me and my kids. I said give it back and get out, or we'd get more and do it for you. You have my word, I promise, and it will cost you at least double. Didn't I? And that was in response to your bribes, and your threats, and your harassment, and your bothering, and your intimidation tactics. And let's just try one more thing. To do what? Try one more thing to do what? Now, you proved me wrong on fact and quit being a Tinkerbell and quit being a little pussy and quit being a little coward and act like a fucking grown-ass man. You do something that you know good and well is going to get you caught like never before in your life, because it always has since the day you met me, then deal with it like a man. Deal with it like a man. If you contact me, I will get more. So deal with that like a fucking man, pussy. If you don't like that, then leave me alone. I don't want to hear from you. I don't like you. There is nothing to like. I don't do peep and creep. I don't do little bitch. I'm not into girls. I'm not a lesbian. I like men's men who act like men. And not some little pussy who does some heinous crime and then cries when you get caught. Where's my mom? Where's my mommy? I need my mommy's teats. I'm going to bait down women and children, and hopefully that'll make me feel tough again. Isn't that what you say? Isn't that what you said to Dennis? Dennis doesn't know a damn thing. We're quoting you, not him, you fucktard. Can't you tell? Are you just so stupid you can't even tell who we're not quoting? Get the fuck out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out of everybody's face. Stop harassing. Just fuck off. Just go be normal. Why can you not be normal? Why can you just not fucking be normal? You can't be a dignitary if you can't even be normal. Okay? What the fuck is wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, you committed a crime. There's consequences when you do it to me, or my kids, or a cop, or a police officer. You live with it. Live with it. Don't cry. You chose it. It wasn't forced on you. It wasn't imposed on you. You planned it and you vigorously pursued it and you traveled and you spent money to commit the crime. Then you live with what happens when you do that shit. The consequences, and you don't get to cry. You fucking pussy. Grow up. Okay? Take your medicine. You dished it out, you take it. You live with the consequences. You live with the consequences. You chose it. You pursued it. You chased after it. You went after it with everything you had. And you said you could live with the consequences. So live with it. And quit being a Tinkerbell. And quit prancing around in your little dress. And quit being a pussy. And a coward. And own it. And I'm not talking about gays and trans. I don't give a fuck about gays and trans. It's not illegal to be gay, trans. It's not offensive to me in any way, shape, or form. You know what's offensive to me is a bully who thinks he's tough picking on women and children, or cops, or young people a third their age, or babies, or little old men dying anyway. You're not tough. You're weak. And when you get to prison, you're about to find out just how weak you really are. Okay? Your kind repulses even prisoners. So how much more does that repulse everybody else? I don't like you. There's nothing to like. There's nothing to like. I matter. Dennis matters. Tristan matters. You don't. And it's been that way for a decade and a half. You aren't getting the help with information. I am. And that's the consequence of you doing the crime to me. I said fuck off, give it back, and get out. Today, or I'll get more, and more, and more. And every day we get more, and more, and more. Until the day my boss is ready to pull the plug and start filing all the charges they got pending. And you go to jail, and you're gone. And we don't have to deal with this shit anymore. No more poke and peep. No more harassment and bothering. No more problems and loss. And I will never be broke again. And I won't have to lie. And I won't have to get raped and pimped out. But I can say I did what nobody else has done in there ever. In these people's lives, no one has done what we've done. We made history. We made history. It was not easy. You know, but if making history were easy, I think everybody would do it, would they not? Mr. Perry, every contact you make to me gets me more, and you have harassed me all day. So make sure that you understand that my boss, for the record, has noted that you have harassed me all fucking day. You peep and creep little piece of shit. Get off me. Get the fuck off me. Or they'll do it for you. Don't cry. It's your choice. It is your choice. You chose to do that and not get my boss's name or a phone call from him. So live with it, princess.